What up, though? Welcome to Beats, Rhymes, and Parlays, where the stats hit different and every parlay got a beat behind it. It's your boy, Mr. CEO, in the building. Your boy, Jay, to my left or right, depending on where you're sitting. What up, though?
What's good with it? What's good with it? I'm ready for another week.
Yeah, man. Me too, man. Let's pull up these records real quick, man. Everybody know if y'all watch the show, they was talking about I was talking to Jay a minute ago. I had to go back, went 0-3. Like, let me go watch some of these games like I always do. See what happened. It's a game of inches, man. It's a game of inches. I'm watching Arkansas. They got 3rd and 33 on the last drive and get a first down. They cover with 13 seconds left. Crazy. Georgia would have got that first down, they'd have kneeled the ball. They got stopped to kick the field goal. They covered with 30 seconds left. And then my Iowa end up kicking a 70-yard. Why would you don't kick a 70-yard field goal unless you got to win the game? They get a pump block for a touchdown. So I could have went literally 3-0 on 3 plays, but I went 0-3. That's the way it go. I was close. Better to be close than be far away. But you got anything from last week?
No, man. I mean, last week went kind of how I thought, man. Nobody really messed me up.
Yeah,
BYU, they did what they were supposed to do,
they
man.
did.
Only thing I can't remember, it was somebody. Somebody shocked me, man. LSU.
Yeah.
That's who it was. LSU. I'm too high on them, and let's see if I can finally let that if I can let that horse go pause this week going
Yeah.
forward. But LSU, that's out of all the things that one was really disappointing.
Yeah.
I don't know that jury for me is still out on Vanderbilt, but we about to see. I'm ready for
Yeah.
another show though. Let's go.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway, real quick, on the LSU was they was losing the trenches, man, on both
Yeah.
sides of the ball. To Vandy, I would have never in a million years thought that, man. So I'm with you. All right, let's jump in. We got the first game. We got Baylor at Cincinnati. Cincinnati minus 3.5 point favorite. Over on the 67.5. What you got?
Oh man, Cincinnati. I've been a believer in Cincinnati for they made me believers because I was on Iowa State real heavy, and I actually watched that game. Cincinnati jumped out. Quarterback is competent. They can run the ball at home. It seems like a little bit of a different animal. The only thing here is Baylor can score, but
Yes,
Baylor can't stop anybody. Give me Cincinnati. I'm not taking the over. That over is pretty high, but
it is.
I'm taking Cincinnati, man. I expect them to fully cover. I don't like Baylor. I don't think Baylor can win games. I think they're game,
Yeah,
meaning like they can make any game a good game, but they're not ever going to win. They I don't want to say they're not ever going to win. They're not threats to really
yeah,
win the game. So
yeah, yeah. Especially if they play any kind of good team. Especially play any kind
yeah,
of good team.
cover
Real
the
quick
back
on this
doors,
one.
stuff like that.
Yeah, real quick on this one on the CEO notes for Baylor. I honestly got same old Baylor, man. Good offense, terrible defense. One thing I do have is that Sawyer Roberts, he actually struggles versus zone. And since he actually runs zone at an 80% rate. So I like that fact on Cincy. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you got a quarterback who struggles against a coverage, you got a little bit of an edge there. Cincy, not much different than we talked about him last time. Offensive line still look good. Run game, man, pass game. Sorensby rarely ever get pressured. He has great skill weapons. His wide receivers actually get a lot separation. That's one thing I do love. One thing I didn't love watching the game is they gave up too many explosive plays to Oklahoma State, and we know Oklahoma State, they not anything. And also too, I think, yeah, they stopped Oklahoma State on 4th down. Actually, had a pick six in the red zone, or that game would have been closer. So I don't like the way they played too close to Oklahoma State. I do like the fact that they're at home. Baylor can't stop anybody. If you give me Cincinnati defense and Baylor defense, I would think Cincinnati will get the last stop. So yeah, give me Cincinnati in this one. Y'all will see this one later. This one that me and Jay agree on. Let's roll. Let's go to the next game. This is the one of the games I think you said you hate, aka I hate this game. The spread was 17 and a half, but it came down to 11 and a half. They own South Carolina. The market is on South Carolina. At South Carolina, over under 47 and a half. What you think about this one?
Alabama's gonna win the game.
Mm-hmm.
I at 17 and a half, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
At 11 and a half, I still don't love it, but Alabama, man, South Carolina has shown to be frauds. What's my man's name? Lenore
He don't have any
Sullivan.
help.
bro.
Sellers.
Yeah, Sellers, bro.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I expect Alabama to win this. It
Mm-hmm.
may stay close because they in South Carolina, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, I'm not taking 11.5. That's kind of suicide, but I like Alabama.
Okay. And this one on my CEO notes, I got Ty Simpson. He's been on time and accurate. Honestly,
Mhm.
Bernard, and you mentioned it earlier this year. I think you said that when I was talking about Bernard, and the other receiver. What's the other receiver? Bama receiver?
Ryan Williams.
Williams. Like on film, Bernard looked like the number one receiver there. Williams do look
Yeah.
like number two now. And that surprised me. You called it a couple weeks ago. Props to you on that. The offensive line is looking excellent, pass blocking and run blocking. One thing the defensive line don't do, they don't get any pressure and they give up too many explosive runs. So that scared me a little bit. Not as much with South Carolina because South Carolina offensive line is bad. And sometimes when you got bad on bad, you don't got to worry about it as much. This is a step down in class going to play South Carolina, so that will help them. South Carolina played Oklahoma. They didn't move the ball at all. This is the worst offensive line I didn't see on film all year. They actually ranks in the hundreds in pass blocking and run blocking per PFF. And off they just got the ass kicked, man. Like honestly, Sellers is still a legit quarterback, but it's like taking Sellers and putting him on Wisconsin. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't put you can't put anybody on a bad team. Like oh boy, Michigan State, that quarterback not that bad, but he's on Michigan State. South Carolina team around him is terrible. It's like he's probably, if I was to rate him, maybe 80, Madden rating is 85, but his team is a 60. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm playing you with an 85 quarterback, my team is 60, you still gonna beat my ass. That's their problem. So I love Batman in this spot. The one thing I don't like is a trend. DeBoer has lost 4 outright games as double-digit favorites
Oh
since he's been
man.
in Alabama. One was last year to he lost to Michigan, he lost to Vandy, he lost to Oklahoma. I think last year,
Florida State this year?
no, was they double? Yeah, and maybe Florida State this year. They was close to double-digit favorites. Outright. The one thing I do like, I think Bama got their stuff together from the first game, and I don't want to use last year because it's a whole other subject. We already know we're not high on Milroe. You know what I'm saying? Just watching the game, Ty Simpson is 1,000 times better than Milroe passing the
Oh
ball.
yeah, he is.
So that's why I think that trend stops unless give me Bama. That one, I don't know if I want that 12.5. I like it better than 17 because it's in South Carolina, but I can see Bama covering this one definitely. All right, this one is a team you just said you're not really high on or low on. You said you don't even know yet. So we got Missouri at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt a 2.5 point favorite over under 3.5. What you got on this one?
Um, the smart play here is Vandy. I already know it's Vandy at home. Everything's rolling for him. I don't believe in them dudes, man. Give me Missouri with the points, man. I'll probably buy it up for this one up to 3.5.
Okay.
But man, I they got to prove it to me, bro.
Yeah.
I was high on them, and that loss to Alabama showed me like I didn't like what I saw, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, now I see they beat LSU. Now they're the top 10. Here we go again. Like everybody's kind of on their back, patting them on the back. You guys are a playoff team. You're competing for the playoffs. They're gonna have to show me.
Mm-hmm.
Every ranked team they play, I'm not taking them.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to prove me wrong this whole year. I like Diego a little bit, but I'm not. I don't think he's that. I think
Okay.
he ran up against an incompetent coach in Brian Kelly who is known to choke, aka the White James Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
So that win ain't as impressive. Now they beat Missouri, I'll be semi impressed, but
Okay.
until I see, I need to see them beat like Tennessee, Ole Miss, Georgia for me
Mm-hmm.
to have them kind of up there like
Okay.
Texas A&M,
Yeah.
somebody like that, and then I'm like, okay, oh shit, these guys are for real. But right now, no. And even with LSU, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
LSU is not that good, bro. Like it's coming out as we talk about it later in the show.
Yeah.
I'm not sold, bro. So I'm
Okay.
just taking Missouri just off of, and I know Missouri's terrible on the road. They know when to go on the road and get blown out by
Mm-hmm.
40. So I think I like the quarterback in Missouri. I like their running game. I like the receivers. This is a prime spot for them, bro, to show if they serious about competing in the SEC. So give me Missouri at Vanderbilt. I'm gonna take the 3.5.
All right, we're gonna definitely find out because remember last week I said the same thing with LSU. I was like, man, you gotta show me. They showed me, but like you said, LSU not that, as we can see. Then we'll talk about them later. CEO notes real quick on Missouri. They did struggle versus a good Auburn defense. but Vandy does not have Auburn defense. If one, they actually should have lost to Auburn. Auburn missed make two makeable field goals. True score in the fourth quarter, Auburn up 23-10 instead of 17-10. They make those easy field goals. Missouri don't even come back and tie the game and take it to overtime. Missouri defense ranked last in P4 versus pass and second to last in the explosive play rate per PFF. It showed because Jackson Arnold had his best game this year. That's one thing I'm scared about Missouri. Jackson Arnold had his best game passing the ball versus Missouri defense. Missouri, one thing they can do is they can get to the passer. They're like top 5 in pressure rate. But the problem is I'm saying the wrong thing. Pavia can get away from pressure because he can run the ball. He can run around. And so one thing I don't like about Missouri, you got top 5 pressure, but then you got a bottom whatever pass defense. So if I elude that pressure, I can get down the field. So let's go to Vandy. I love the 1-2 points they had in the running game. They do got a very explosive running game in between the tackles. Pavia is hard to stop, mobile quarterback, and they run a lot of misdirection. That's why Vandy's so hard to cover. They run all that little misdirection offense. The defense still a weak link. They gave up explosive pass plays and run plays over 50 to 60 yards to LSU. And LSU not an explosive team. I think LSU had like a 70-yard touchdown catch or something like that, touchdown pass. They did get after Nussmeier all day, but the problem was when they didn't get to him. Now, Diego is a top 10 versus the pressure per PFF, but his O-line pass blocking grade is in the hundreds. So this one I'm going to stay away from. I'm just not going to make a pick on this one. If Vandy had a better defense, I would definitely roll Vandy. But since they don't have that defense, like I said, it's close. Anything can happen, and it can go down to the wire. If a game like this, if I was to take something, I would do 3.5. But you take when they even teams you think even like this, what we say, we take the points. And so you smart by buying it up. If y'all want to buy it up at 3.5, probably a good bet. Next game, okay,
Hey,
you got something?
No, I just want to say one thing, and this is like my gut just talking to me. I see Diego falling into that hero ball, man, and I think that plays right into Missouri's favor. Like, even when I see his interviews and the way he's talking and stuff like that, he got that hero complex, bro. And that's one of the reasons I don't buy into him, man. Like, and at his age of what, 24, 25, he really should be past that. But you can just see it, like you can see it in his eyes, like, man, bro, he want to be Baker Mayfield so bad. He ain't really not. Like, you know, he might be faster than him, but like you're not that. And that's what I'm counting on in this game. If he can play, I can see them if it's close or they get down. I can see him trying to be a hero and cost his team the game. But we can move forward.
For sure. We got Auburn at Arkansas. Arkansas 2.5-point favorite, over under 55.5. What you got?
Man, I really believe, man. I think when I send it to you, I think I took Arkansas with caution. Auburn don't really win on the road like that. I know Arkansas doesn't have any defense, but Jackson Arnold hasn't. I mean, last week he got loose a little bit, but that led to 17 points. So I mean, I'm just gonna take Arkansas because they're at home, and Auburn has shown me they can play tight, but they haven't shown me they can win. And with this being -2.5, a field goal wins the game. I like Arkansas.
Okay, I like Arkansas at home. I don't like Auburn because we talked about Auburn a couple shows ago. It's Auburn. I think the coach gonna probably be on the way out soon. They didn't lost 4 games this year by like 1 possession. Jackson Arnold, other than last week, has not been performing. I wouldn't take Auburn because I don't know how they're gonna come out. You see what I'm saying? At some point during the season, players do kind of get, melted in sometimes. And so I wouldn't touch Auburn. One thing I do like about Arkansas is ever since they fired the coach, Bobby Petrino, you know what I'm saying? They've been looking better. You know what I'm saying? They've been looking better on offense. The defense still bad, but can Jackson Arnold do anything versus a bad defense? Auburn had a better quarterback. I roll with Auburn all day because they got the better defense by a mile. But I'm going to stay off this game. If I was to lean, I definitely would lean Arkansas on this one. They should have beat Missouri. Auburn should have beat Georgia. Yeah, I just think we don't know how Auburn going to come out. I don't want to test a team like that. They might come out like Penn State and actually try and play, but then they might come out and want the coach fired like Penn State played Penn State actually played like they wanted the coach fired a couple games before that. I don't know. I'm not saying that happened, but that's the way it looked. And I don't know if Auburn going to do that. So I'm going to stay away from this one, but I will lean on Arkansas. All right. And Arkansas did look impressive last week against A&M. That's one thing I do give them. They did. A&M, I think, is legit. Yeah, they definitely fought. Next game, this one is, and before you even go, I didn't even know, but K-State won 17 in a row. That's crazy. That's not even a rivalry if you won 17 in a row. But K-State at Kansas a 3.5-point favorite, over under 56.5. What you got on this one?
Man, this is, in my personal opinion, this is two basketball schools getting on the football field, bro. It really don't matter who wins this game. So for me, I have nobody. As far as the over and the under, I have neither. The floor is yours, bro. I can't even troll this game. Like I'm so disappointed in both of these quarterbacks, bro. Man, I don't even want to acknowledge them. Both of them, both quarterbacks. These two disappointments, bro. So that's all I got. Disappointing and disappointment.
I think Kansas State. I think the biggest reason they had a disappointment because Dylan Edwards just don't want to play. If Dylan Edwards played every game this season, Kansas State would have a way better record. Their offense is night and day without him on the field. Now goes to my notes. Same thing. Offense still not the same without Dylan Edwards on the field. They won 41-28 versus TCU. Offense only scored 27 points. They had a fumble 6 and a pick 6. Another score set up by interception where they got 3 points. Honestly, TCU could have won this game 28-24. I thought when it was 41-28, okay, stay looking good. No, that 14 came from the defense. So even without them two, they would have lost by 1. So actually, TCU true score won that game. So once I saw that, I'm out on, like we said, down on Kansas State. I'm down on Kansas, but I do think they can score. If I was to lean on this one, I would lean the over. I don't like the defense on both sides. So if I was leaning anything, I'll lean the over. Just not have to worry about anybody winning, but I think they're definitely going to put up some points in this game, go back and forth. It's way better than 67.5. You know what I'm saying? 56.5 is kind of doable. Not a best bet, y'all, but if I was to lean, I'll lean to Kansas and Kansas State over 56.5. All right, next one, we got Ole Miss versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma 5.5-point favorite, over under 52.5. What you think about this one, bro?
It's tough, man. Actually, you know what? I would be excited for this game if it happened probably like 4 weeks ago, man, because Mateer ain't look the same, bro. I know they got that win last week, but he don't look the same at all. I don't like Lane Kiffin on the road either.
Yeah, agreed.
Oklahoma got a defense, but they can't run the ball. Your quarterback has a broken hand, trying to lead the troops and get them out here and get them to the playoffs. This is a wild game, bro. It could really go either way. I'm going to lean Oklahoma because I think at home, that home environment, and if you look at their schedule, this is the beginning of like 5 straight ranked games. This is one they got to have. So I'm going to go Oklahoma, but, man, if this was on neutral ground, I would take Ole Miss, to be honest.
Okay.
I just think, just seeing how they folded in Georgia,
going
to Oklahoma, I think they're going to fold again, man. I just don't think they have the DNA. And to be honest with you, man, I don't think they've ever had the DNA. Like at home, I think they can, if they're neutral ground or at home, they can match up with anybody. But when they on the road, man, it's like when you playing, when you used to play that old NCAA. I don't know if we do it on the new one. When the freshman forget his routes, you get the shaking, you can feel the stadium stomping. That's what it feels like. So, yeah, man, I'm going to go Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm with you on Oklahoma. One, I do like to do Shamlis, I told you. But one thing I'm going to tell you, Shamlis, he's good. I think he's good. I think he's great. But we all know he played in Division II last year. So you trying to tell me I got a Division II quarterback about to go into Oklahoma? You know how Venables do freshmen. He might as well be a freshman this year. You see what I'm saying? Same thing we said about Michigan. I think they're going to do what they did versus Michigan. It might not be the blowout. I think they can win by 7, 8 points, keep the lead the whole game. I think the weakest link on this field is Mississippi defense. So Oklahoma actually ran the ball well last week. And I think they can this week against Mississippi defense, who their DBs suck, man. Like, if you one-on-one versus Ole Miss defense, give me the receiver every time. They don't knock the ball down. Georgia not even a good passing team, and Georgia was driving the ball down the field. Receivers looking good. I thought Georgia actually had good receivers for a second. But no, they don't have good receivers. They're playing against Ole Miss. So you give me a top 2 defense in the country versus Ole Miss. On the opposite side, you give me a bad defense. I think Oklahoma get the win. If I was to do anything on this one, I'd probably put Oklahoma in a money line with somebody else you love. Because I'll do a 2-piece parlay or something like that, or a money line parlay with Oklahoma on this one. All right, let's jump on to the next one. I don't like this one. I want to see what you say because I don't know if both these teams are any really good. BYU at Iowa State -2.5. Iowa State over under 49.5.
Put some respect on BYU name, bro. I mean, will they make the playoffs? We won't know. But right now, they are number one in the Big 12, bro. Especially with Texas Tech losing, they are the number one team.
They are.
What's baffling to me is Iowa State shouldn't be favored, but I think it's just because of my man Rocco, the quarterback, Rhett or whatever. I think they're just basically saying him at home, he's tough to beat. BYU should win this game. This is one of the ones this is considered an underdog. I think BYU wins the game.
Okay.
And right now it keeps going back and forth between 3.5 to 2.5. Take the points, man. I mean, if they could, the teams I've seen them beat, they beat Utah. You know what I'm saying? They beating solid teams. It ain't just Colorado's and Houston's and stuff like that. So I don't like the quarterback wearing number 47. That's still weird.
Yeah, man, that's wild.
Like that,
that's wild. He's a freshman.
He kind of play like it, to be honest with you. But it's something going on with them. I don't think they're Indiana this year. They got a special season going. They're probably going to lose a game somewhere. I just don't think it's going to be Iowa State. It's probably going to be Arizona State or it's going to be Texas Tech. You can't lose to Utah and then go. You can't beat Utah by 10 and then go up to Iowa State and lose. I just can't believe it, bro. So give me BYU, bro. Actually, give me BYU money line.
Okay. So BYU. The reason I say I don't know yet because, like I said, they didn't beat teams, and I don't know if did I write it down on here? No. So they won 24-21 versus Utah. Utah inside like the 10-yard line.
Another TD? I thought they lost by 10.
No, they ended up losing by 3. They scored and tried to kick an onside kick.
Okay.
But what happened in that game is the coach on Utah, he got too cocky, man. They had the ball twice at the 10-yard line, 10 or 15-yard line, and went for 4th and 1 both times and didn't get it either time. If they would have kicked both those field goals, they would have won the game by 3. So all these people playing, these old school PlayStation players doing all these 4th downs, you deserve to lose. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be mad at you when you're going for 4th downs like that and you lose it and you literally kick the field goal, you win.
4th and 1?
4th and 1.
If you're in Utah, you can't get 4th and 1. You're supposed to have a strong offensive line. You got a running quarterback. You always have decent-sized backs. To me, that's BYU stopping them. If you said they were going for it on 4th and 5 or some Dan Campbell, Detroit Lions stuff, I'd be like, okay, I feel you. 4th and 1, bro. Nah, I'm not blaming that on the coach. That's believing in your team. 4th and 1, that's not playing bad. 4th and 3 is playing bad.
Of course, now at least if I don't get the first one, do you kick the second one? Because I don't know. I guess you believe in your team, but I'm a little bit old school too. I've been watching football for a long time, and I think, and it's not even old school. I guess a couple years ago, Dan Campbell did the same thing. We from Detroit. I'm not a Lions fan, but I do root for him, and I want the city to win because the city is lit when we win. Dan Campbell kicked 2 field goals. They beat the 49ers. They might win the Super Bowl that year. They don't kick the 2 field goals, they lose. So I think that's kind of in my brain because do
they get there? I mean, I hate to get off subject, but because my finance man is where I work. Biggest Lions fan I've ever met in my life. He's just like, hey, this is our DNA or whatever or whatnot. And his thing to me is, because I'm with you, I'm like, bro, he kicked a couple field goals. And this is what made me start changing my mind about some of these people who go for it. He says, man, if he doesn't go for these 4th downs, we are not who we are. So we do not get to the NFC Championship.
I see what you're saying.
We've been playing it safe. We lose a couple more games. Now, instead of being I think that year they were 12-5, somewhere around there. They're 10-7 in the wild card, struggling. You get what I mean? So I get it. I get what you're saying about that, but 4th and 1, bro. Utah?
You don't.
It ain't like we talking about Colorado. It ain't like we talking about who can I think of? Oregon would have got it. It ain't like we talking about Michigan State It ain't like we talk about Rutgers. We're talking about Utah, bro.
So if I'm Utah, I'm in
Mhm.
BYU. It's a
Which is
already
in
tough road
Utah.
environment. Wouldn't
Now remember,
it?
that's in Utah.
It
They
was at
both
oh
Utah.
yeah, you're right. So you're right. They at Utah. But
Where's my state?
I'm thinking it's a rivalry game, man. It's a
If
game of
Michigan,
inches.
I promise you, this weekend, even though this ain't on the same level because Michigan State sucks. If Michigan or Michigan State in East Lansing has a 4th and 1 inside the 10, they going for it, bro.
BYU
Every
and Michigan State
time.
two different. BYU and Michigan State two different teams, though.
I'm just saying.
You see what I'm
I'm just
saying?
saying.
If Utah would have did that shit against Wisconsin or something like that, then I'm like, oh, what the hell? But BYU is like you said, they're a formidable opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
it's a rivalry game, even though it's in Utah, it's a formidable opponent, man. And you need to get this win. And now you got a loss. You got playoffs. You're trying to make the playoffs, which you probably might or might not make. But you try to make the playoffs. But we can go ahead real quick. CEO notes. Hard to handicap this team. No passing game. They don't have an elite defense, but they do find ways to win. Utah coach gave them that game, elected not to kick 2 chip shot field goals. Utah also muffed the punt. They gave him another 3 points. The quarterback is tough. Runs a lot of quarterback designs, runs and speed options. Still not overly impressed with their talent, but their coach is proven to be a good coach. As long as they're even or positive game script, they have a chance to win. They actually have the 5th best run blocking grade in the country versus per PFF. And that running back, I just found out that I don't know his name, but BYU running back is leading the nation in yards after contact. That blew my mind a little bit. Iowa State, very unimpressed with Iowa State offense showing versus Colorado. Only 17 points, did not score again the whole half of the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter. That's crazy to me against Colorado. It don't seem like Rocco Beck has overcome losing those receivers. You know what I'm saying? It's like that talent gone. The receivers just dropped. He got good tight ends, but he haven't overcame that yet. They got stopped on multiple 4th and shorts. Now, this is what I don't like, and the reason I'm with you on BYU, I think. They got stopped on multiple 4th and shorts versus Colorado defense. Remember you just said it ain't like it's Colorado? Iowa State got stopped on multiple 4th downs versus Colorado defense. So that's something that only leads to your BYU point. You see BYU shutting down Utah. They can't even get a first down on 4th and short versus Colorado. I don't like that. Just another thing that's going – y'all might want to take this to the bank, and y'all might want to play a prop. They got the 4th lowest run defensive grade in the PFF. So you got the top 5 run blocking grade with BYU, the 4th lowest run defensive grade with Iowa State. And you had a running back on BYU who's top of the nation on yards after contact. He's going to get loose. They can control the game. If you give me 3.5 points, I'm going BYU all day. I think this spread shows Iowa State, I think, only lost 1 game, I think, at home in the last few years or something like that. I think they're real tough, so I think that's why they're spread. But I think the indicators showing me that it's going to 2.5. We know what 2.5 means. It was 3.5. That means the Vegas love the favorite. It was 2.5. Vegas don't love the underdog. Not always, but you use that after you handicap everything else. You come to your last conclusion. Just don't use that to start because it don't always work every single time. All right, let's jump over to this next game. This one is I really want to know what you think about Dan Johnson, man. If y'all don't know, we don't call Arch Manning. We call him Dan Johnson because he's not a Manning. Not on the field, he's not. He might be a Manning in real life, but on the football field with a ball in his hand, he's Dan Johnson. If his name was really Dan Johnson, we wouldn't be talking about him right now. He probably would be in Division I AA or a non-power 4 school. Texas 7.5 point favorite at Mississippi State over under 45.5. What up, though?
I can't pull the trigger on this. I have nothing for this. You know how I feel about Arch. I think he's terrible. Like I think my full opinion is he has to transfer, get somewhere else.
Yeah.
Put in some work this off season. Maybe he can bounce back, but
yeah,
he's not gonna get it done at Texas. This is not an easy game. Mississippi has a crazy. Mississippi State got a crazy defense, bro.
They do.
It's gonna be hell. It's gonna be high anxiety. If you take that 7.5 from Texas, bro, I hope you got your blood pressure medication with you, bro, because they're going to play these boys tough, and Texas may cover, but it's going to have to come on some – they're going to need some help from the Zebras. They're going to need some turnovers. They're going to need a lot of stuff, bro. Mississippi State is one of them phone booth teams, man. You know somebody from your neighborhood. I don't care if you're from the suburbs, the hood, wherever. It's just somebody that you know that just walks down the street that just likes to fight, bro. He just likes to get into scuffles and make it dark. Just walk up and poke somebody in the eye. Just one of them type of people, and that's the type of team Mississippi State is. Only team I've ever seen that really this year, and this is what impressed me. The way they had Tennessee in a phone booth, I have
Yeah.
not seen anybody put it. I mean,
Yes.
Alabama, Georgia beat them, but they didn't have them in the phone booth.
Nope.
Like Tennessee looked like, man, they came out there with like, even though they won the game, they had like 2 black eyes, broken ribs. Like it's not cool. And you gotta go to Mississippi State. I do not like Texas in the spot, but I'm not gonna bet against them. But if I had gun to head, I would take the points with Mississippi State.
Me too. And speaking of, let's go back a little bit. They lost, 34-31, I think, to Tennessee. Tennessee, remember, had 2 defensive touchdowns. They actually won 31 to 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, they stopped Tennessee to 20 points. That's hard to do. They have a good defense. Texas A&M. In Texas A&M, I don't know if it's at home or on the road. I don't remember. But playing Texas A&M, it was 7-3 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Texas A&M can put up 40s ball against anybody. It was 7-3. I would have to take Mississippi State or nothing on this one. Dan, CEO notes, Dan Johnson will face another tough defense. I don't trust him versus a good D, especially on the road. And you specifically just said that. Has not had any impressive games on film this far. Even against Oklahoma when they won, they had 1 touchdown drive, 3 field goals, and a punt return for a touchdown. I think Texas defense is pretty legit. I don't think they're great, you know what I'm saying, but I think they are good. So I do like that. Texas has one of the worst offensive lines also, and it's crazy now with the transfer portal how we got these big schools we talking about with bad lines, man. That never happened in the past. Texas has never, I think, ever seen with a bad offensive line. They actually give up the most pressure. They have the worst pressure rate allowed in the P4. He gets pressure on 50% of his passes. That's crazy. He gets pressured on 50% of his dropbacks. Is insane. Nothing new in Mississippi State, just like you just said, good defense. Almost like, I would say great as Ohio State, great as Oklahoma. I would say good defense. The only thing that they don't have is they can get beat in the run game. One thing when they was playing A&M, it was 7-3 in that fourth quarter. A&M just turned around and started handing the ball off, and they were just going up and down the field on them in their run game. So the way Texas is going to be able to win this game or cover, they're going to have to just control the run. Mississippi State is probably around the same, I think. I actually think Mississippi State is better in my power rankings than Kentucky. You saw what just happened versus Kentucky. They barely beat Kentucky. So that's 7 points. And I think I'm going to repeat what you said. What you say a couple weeks ago? If you bet this game, you deserve to get what you say?
You deserve to get what you get, bro. A maniac, bro. You deserve the type of day you're going to have.
Yeah, if you take Texas 7.5, I'm with Jay this time, man. You deserve what day you're going to have. You take that 7.5, man. Just stay away from it. This is the game we've been waiting for. I really want to know what Jay think about this game. Michigan, 14.5-point favorite at Michigan State, over under 47.5.
This is crazy, man, because let me be clear when I say this, man, and allow me to show everybody some maniac behavior, bro.
Okay.
Michigan State sucked, bro. Like, it's all bad. They got 1 wide receiver, and he overrated. And they got, I think the quarterback's really good, bro.
Mm-hmm.
But it just looked like something you used to see in high school, like a real athletic quarterback and nobody around him, bro. So you got to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
They suck, bro.
Yeah.
But and then last we saw UCLA go up there and beat them 38. Like
across country. They went across country.
It was 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA's body clock was at 9 a.m. and they still they put their foot so far up their ass they quenched their thirst, bro. Mm-hmm. Like it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But with Shamar Moore, or I said Shamar Moore, my bad. Sharon Moore. Yeah, 2 totally different people. Sharon Moore.
Definitely.
At the helm. I'm not sure the University of Michigan is 14.5 points better than anybody. Meaning, I can see him calling a very scared, weird, safe game, and they get out of there 20-10, and Michigan State covers. Mm-hmm. I promise you, I don't think Michigan State is going to win another game. And looking at their schedule, they might be winless in the Big Ten for the first time since I think 1950 something. Yeah, it's bad up there. We can fact check it later. I'm pretty sure because the last team they beat was Boston College, correct?
I think so, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, bro, they haven't beat them. I think they're winless in the Big 10 and like I said, I think they're terrible. I think they might be worse than Purdue and Northwestern.
Yeah.
Being honest with you, they're down there with them. I just don't know if Michigan has the grit.
Yeah.
To go up to East Lansing and blow them out like some of these other teams are willing to do. I don't know if Sharon Moore has that in him. I don't know if he has that. It's weird, bro. Like even Washington, they had them on the ropes. They could have really like started punishing them. And they get up 14, they just kind of like, oh, all right, let's just punt the ball here and there, play some defense practice. You know, it's weird. So I'm gonna take Michigan State to cover the spread, bro. Not win the game, cover the spread.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You probably would be thinking like, man, Tay about to just. I'm not even against that, man. I know you might think this is maniac behavior, but CEO about to go in on this pick, but no. CEO notes Michigan first. Offense still didn't have much success the first 2.5 quarters versus Washington. They started moving the ball when the defense started forcing turnovers. It was 7-7 up until that point. The receiver Marsh, like you said, the one receiver starting to show a little bit, not great, but he's definitely starting to show versus the rest of them. The defense did get pressure. It was an all-around good game for the D. No explosive plays. Washington is known to get explosive plays, so I did like that. They did tackle well, held up well in coverage. One thing I did notice is that game against USC, what I'm hearing, the defensive coordinator, he was calling some crazy blitzes. That's what he do. Wink Martindale is known to bring the blitz. Even if he's not supposed to, he's going to bring the blitz. And that's what messed him up against USC. I heard he got checked about that. And I heard last game, the reason their defense looked better, I heard he was actually playing base defenses and say, we're just going to beat you, instead of doing them dumbass blitzes and getting beat over top, you know what I'm saying, or getting run blitzed and getting beat, giving up explosive plays. So I do like that. Now, defense is a Big 12 defense, and y'all know who I'm talking about, Michigan State. We know what Big 12 defenses is. Defense is a Big 12 defense. It's CEO notes, not a Big 10 defense. Bad tackling, poor angles, holes in the secondary, bad man coverage. No talent at all on defense. Charles and Marsh are talented, but behind a bad O-line, he has not been making the big mistake this year. Bro. You said what?
Marsh ain't talented like that. I just want this because, like, if people in other states see this, man, he's local. He's really good for local. You know what I mean? You'll hear about him on your local radio station. You don't see him on ESPN. He is not. I honestly think Marsh on Michigan is better than a Marsh on
I disagree with that.
Michigan State.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
He's so overrated, bro. He's not a game changer like the way people out here talk. If he was, I think they win one Big Ten game. Shit.
So I would say it's levels to talent, and when I say he's talented, I mean I didn't seen him. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's like Bernard, Ryan Williams, Smith on Ohio State, Tate. You know what I'm saying? He's not that. But I do think he's talented in the fact that I've seen some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've seen dude like 60-yard touchdown pass. I've seen him go up and get the ball. You know what I'm saying? I think he has talent. Yeah, I'm not saying he's just an elite receiver, but I do think he's talented enough to actually move the ball, move the ball downfield. I'm with you on this one. Freshman quarterback. He don't know nothing about Michigan State rivalry game. Never been in one before. You know how these Michigan State games go. Michigan has been better than they have been this year and went to Michigan State and lost before. You know what I'm saying? It's just like y'all don't know this rivalry game. Michigan State will be 0-95 and win this game and lose 95 more games. And you're like, how did they beat Michigan? So, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm not taking that freshman going on the road in Michigan State. First time, no, I'm straight. If I had to bet this game, I would bet Michigan State or nothing. I'm not doing it because I don't bet teams with a bad defense like that unless you really, really talented like Arkansas. So Arkansas defense is probably not as bad as Michigan State, but bad. But their offense is so explosive. You know what I'm saying? Well, I can take a chance. But State, I'm going to stay away. But, y'all, I wouldn't take Michigan on this one, not 14.5. I'm with you.
Move that spread up to 21.5. That might be what you have to do in Michigan State. But
We got. I know you got something for him later, bro. I know you got something later.
The one
We
thing
gonna be ready for him.
I got one more thing I want to throw in. I want to ask you this: if Michigan State win this game, which we'll give them a 1.9% chance, if they win this game, does Michigan fire Moore?
That's a good question. That's a real good question. I doubt it. I think Moore got a leash about beating Ohio State last year.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I
But
think
if they
he got.
lose to this team is bad.
They are.
You
They
won't
are.
be able to make noise, bro. You imagine walking around with blue and gold on, and you go past Ann Arbor. You go west of Ann Arbor. It's gonna be bad, bro. You gonna be getting into fist fights. That's how bad this loss will be.
Yeah, but I've seen Harbaugh with a better team lose to Michigan State.
Yeah.
I
But
just
that
think.
Michigan
I
State
think.
team was better though. He
Yeah,
didn't
granted.
to the bum one.
Granted.
That was
I
the
just
team
think
with
him.
Kirk Cousins,
I
right?
think him. Remember, Michigan. You beat Ohio State, you get a leash. You see what I'm saying? Him beating Ohio State, he got a leash. Maybe he got blew out last year versus Ohio State and then loses game, but no, he got a leash. He gonna be straight. Even if he loses the game, they're not gonna fire him, man. He beat Ohio State last year, and it's crazy because the talk around here is it gonna happen again. That's a whole other story for a whole other podcast, my nigga. All right, we got Illinois at Washington. Washington 3.5-point favorite over under 54.5. What you got?
I got Washington, man, because I'm gonna be honest with you. They came across country to Michigan and was game for 2.5 quarters, maybe longer than that. And the quarterback made 2 piss poor decisions, put his team in a hole, and against that defense that they were playing against, you can't get out of a hole like that. You couldn't do it. He just could not do it. And it looked like you were seeing ghosts on them 2 plays, got him down 14, and the game was over, bro. Michigan was kind of bleeding the spot. I think he gets to go back home with some home cooking. Washington is better than people really think. They defense, I'm not going to call them elite or anything like that, but they're stout enough. That's what I like to call them, stout enough. I like the big running back. The quarterback is dynamic. You know, I was teasing CEO like, he sucks. He an interception thrower. He's actually good, man. He's an explosive playmaker at home. Illinois is going cross country. The only thing that has me kind of like a little iffy, Illinois has to win this game. Because if they win this game, when you look at the rest of their schedule, they're set up to make a run to get in the playoffs. They got their 2 losses, so they can't lose anymore. If they get past this game, the rest of these games they should be able to win. But with that being said, I don't think they get it done. I think they end up going out there, and I expect Washington to beat them by about 7.
Okay. Yeah. My notes on Washington. This is the 4th time in as many weeks Washington has traveled back and forth from the West Coast to the East Coast. It looked like it caught up on them. They actually started out in the first half just about down every team. At least first quarter, teams jump up on Washington. Washington got to come back, but they literally 4 weeks in a row. Washington East. They went back and forth. It takes a real big toll on them. So I think that Washington starts out slow again because they're coming from Michigan back to Washington again. I think they start out slow again. I'm just gonna stay off this one. Washington last week just. I don't know what they are after that. I thought they would still put a little bit better fight than they did last week, even coming across country.
But the one thing I want to say is, like, we saw this, man. Like, they went down and beat Duke, but when we saw them matched up with Indiana, Illinois doesn't have talent. Excuse me. Illinois does not have talent at all. You know what I'm saying? And
You're right.
It's just a quarterback going out there to the West Coast. You get to, I mean, they've been home for a week, home cooking, you know. Being able to be they comfortable. I don't like Illinois in this spot, bro. I really don't, man, at all.
Okay. All right. We got next we got Houston at Arizona State. Arizona State 7.5-point favorite over under 46.5. Before you go on this one, just to let y'all know, the receiver, Arizona State receiver Jordan Tyson, he not playing this game. So just let you know. I don't know if you know that off. I just found it out today.
Man, I had Houston. I picked Houston, and it was only because you never know who's going to be on the field for Arizona State. Tyson and them, I don't know what the fuck is going on, bro. And I just can't chance it. I mean, I know they're at home. 7.5 is a lot. I'm not gonna bet this game. I'm gonna be straight up with everybody out here. I'm not betting on this game at all. But
Yeah.
as a handicapper slash picker, and a part of this show, I would take Houston with the points.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. After I found out Jordan Tyson was out, you got to get Houston to nothing. Like Jordan Tyson is literally the only receiver that does anything on that side of the ball, and without him, I don't see any other playmakers. So the quarterback gonna have to do everything by himself.
Is he playing?
You said what?
Is Levitt playing?
Yeah, Levitt playing.
Okay.
But Tyson out. I don't. So the reason I'm not gonna bet this game, I'm definitely not gonna bet Arizona State without Tyson. And I don't bet on Connor Wegman unless they play in Colorado. So that's why I'm upset off this game. Connor Wegman has been pressing on 40% of his dropbacks. They have one of the worst O-lines in college football, but they have the 9th easiest schedule. It just make sense. They have one of the worst offensive lines in football. They're being dominated by one of the 9th easiest schedule of defenses. So that's just bad and bad. Sam Levitt actually looked healthy last week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't even touch that spread, which I didn't touch the spread. Texas Tech. I actually paid a 6-point spread, but I wouldn't even put them on a parlay if I knew he was gonna look healthy. I would bet them thinking like, okay, he might not look healthy because he hurt his foot. Defense showed well again. Been pretty consistent all year. Defense is top 10 in creating havoc and has a good secondary. Havoc is creating turnovers, pressure, stuff like that. I can't bet. If Arizona State had Tyson, honestly, I think I would lean Arizona State, but I can't bet Wigman, not with a bad line and not with a good defense or versus a good defense. So I'm like, I'm going to stay off this game. The next game is a game we kind of been talking about a little bit earlier. Texas A&M 2.5-point favorite at LSU over under 49.5. Just to let y'all know before Jay gets it going, is LSU only lost like one time, I think, at home in a while. It's been a while. I don't remember how long, but they are tough at home. What you got?
Yeah, it's tough to win in Death Valley, man. It really is, and that's why the spread is where it's at. Because if they weren't so tough Saturday night at Death Valley, this spread would at least be about probably 6.5, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it simple, man. LSU has burnt me a couple times this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm off that bandwagon. I'd like to see Brian Kelly get fired, especially with the stories that's coming out about the student that ended up. Did you hear about that student athlete?
Mm-mm.
The man, I don't want to get them misquoting on camera, but you just don't look like Brian Kelly really handles business out there. It seemed like I'm just after hearing this and seeing what happens on there, the stuff ain't never his fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He never win the big one. He's always yelling and screaming at somebody. It's never on him. And I'm just really kind of sick of that show. This was his year. He started feeling himself because he beat the Clemson team. Nobody knew how sorry Clemson was. Now, run up against good teams, they just can't get it done. So I feel like, from what I've seen on ESPN and some of these other channels that I watch and on the internet, it looked like the alumni are buzzing. He loses a couple more games, they're done with it. And I'd like to see him leave LSU. Not leave LSU. I'd like to see him get thrown out of LSU. Okay. Look up what he did. Look up. It was on the Pivot too. They were talking to the student athlete's father. Some of the stuff Brian Kelly has gotten away with. Horrible human, bro. Horrible human. And it's starting to look like he's really not that good of a coach. He's a good politician, which means he's a good face for your program to get people to come there because he can get you turned over to the pros. So he'll keep you ranked number 7 to number 23, but he's not going to win the big one. And this is a big game. And with his back against the wall, I trust him to be Brian Kelly, which is someone who will fail when the spotlight is on him. Give me Texas A&M. I'll take the point. I'll take them. I'll lay the points, money line, however you want it, bro. We can even scoot that boy up. I am so confident that he is going to Brian Kelly, that he is going to start Brian Kelly in. And we're going to see a meltdown on the sideline. He's going to find an assistant coach. He's going to find a player, somebody. He's going to be out there screaming, throwing the temper tantrum, man. While they down, like, I see like 31-17 going into the fourth quarter. So, yeah, I got Texas A&M.
On this one, we got CEO knows Texas A&M. Marcel Reed has impressed, especially on downfield throws, has been accurate. Very talented wide receivers per PFF. They have their number. It's Ohio State before them. It's one other team before them as far as having two good receivers, and like Texas A&M is number 3 as far as the two talent wise, PFF rated. They have this third best wide receiver room in the country, which I do like. The defense has been inconsistent. That's one thing I don't like. I like to give y'all, when I give y'all my notes, I want to give y'all on both sides. I know most shows want to just say one. They want to go one way all the time. Sometimes, even though you like a team, you want to give negatives and positives so y'all can maybe sometimes make your own decisions because y'all might not want to picks. Y'all might want to make your own picks. At home, the defense gives us 16 points a game so far this year. On the road, Texas A&M defense give us 40 points a game in the 2 road games. That's crazy. What was it? Touchdown to go over 52-35 versus Arkansas was called back. That's another reason I didn't cover last week. Arkansas covered that spread in garbage time with 13 seconds left. We talked about that. LSU, that tight end that I told y'all about, I know y'all probably heard him again last week. Y'all gonna keep on hearing about him. Trey Green is a decent tight end. 6'7". I don't have a comp right now, but dude, you throw the ball up, he's grabbing it. He's mossing everybody. It's something about he got real good hands. The run game was actually successful last week, but we know Vandy's defense is weak. So it probably was successful because they went against a bad D. We know doing good against bad, you don't handicap that way. So one thing I do love about giving out stats, and people give out stats, when you give out stats, you need to give out a stat about how good the team they did it against. And we talk about this all the time. If you rush for 200 yards and in week 3, you're the number 3 rushing team in the country, but every team you didn't play been in the hundreds, you're not the number 3 rushing team in the country. You have to power rate your stats. I'm not ready to upgrade the offense. I won't upgrade them off that game last week. The front sever got pressure, but Pavio eluded it, kept converting 3rd and 4th downs. That's why they ended up losing that game. And the left tackle, the star left tackle is out, and the backup left tackle has a 40 pass block grade per PFF versus South Carolina and Vandy. So, yeah, you got A&M, Reed, the receivers, good running game, great pass rush. A&M gave up 40 points 2 games, but they gave it up to Arkansas, who has a super good, at least elusive quarterback. The dude, Green, he's elusive, and so a lot of times they couldn't get to him because he would run and get down the field. They lost Notre Dame, who has a good offense, as we can see, they're explosive, and got one of the best running backs and the best 2 running backs, honestly, in the country on the same team. LSU, not those 2 teams, so I don't expect LSU to come out game busters. Y'all gonna see this later as a bet, but I'm with him on this one, man. Give me A&M all day. Like you said, these stories coming out now about Brian Kelly, he's getting on his team. Like it happened at Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? I think, like you said, it's gonna be a free fall. It's gonna be a free fall, and he probably gonna get booted out. Just like it's crazy that you say he's the white James Franklin. I think what happened to James Franklin about to happen to them. They're gonna, like you said, they might get blown out this game. Then they're gonna lose another game, and he's gonna be gone before the end of the season. That's definitely possible. All right, we got a few more games left. Honestly, I think this is the last game left. I know Jay liked your boy Dion, so I had to put this game on the map. He also liked the same side I like on this one, so another reason I put it on the map. We got Colorado at Utah. Utah 13.5-point favorite, over under 48.5. What you got?
Man, I got Utah, bro. It's tough to play down there already as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado, for whatever reason, man, they don't have the size. The defense is not very good. It's amazing, like, how much hate Shedeur Sanders gets. You know what I mean? And then, like, Travis Hunter used to get a lot of hate too, and like just really realizing
how good they were.
That team was just them too, really.
Yes.
Like, this quarterback, I mean, he's faster than Shedeur. He's got a big cannon, but he just can't make it happen how Shedeur was making it happen, bro. He overshooting people, throwing weird interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado isn't very good this year, man. I don't. And the reason I hate it is because Dion was, he was going through health issues. You know what I mean? So, hopefully he's all right because I know he had to go get another procedure done. So,
blood clot, I think.
Huh? Yeah, blood clot. Yeah. Once they get him back to health and he get a full off season like he did after that one, I think Colorado will be right back. But this year, I mean, he's out there with some dead men walking, bro. Like it's just not good. And he might even have to look at making some coaching changes, bro. Because I mean, he got some pros out there, but Those wide receivers don't look like they're going to the pro. So what you doing? What is Terrell Owens teaching? Why is he there?
Yeah.
Warren Sapp. That defensive line, bro. Like all the stuff I see him, I see he got time to be online talking, picking on people, talking crazy and da da da. But you should never trust a 50-something-year-old man with a mohawk and no facial hair. and that's just
Real
real.
talk. Real talk.
Something is up with him, and I think like I just think Colorado right now doesn't have the players, man, and I think they missed on some things because the quarterback they got was the number 2 guy, to Bryce Underwood. He must be sorry because I haven't seen him hit the field yet.
Nah,
So
yeah,
Hawaii, he must be
yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So and they never. And the other thing that bothered me is they never have a running back. They had Dylan Edwards, and after his first year, he went to K State, and you see he was good the first year at Colorado. Back when they was bad, they lost him. And I'm like, they've never had a back that could take the pressure off of anybody back there. So
Not at all.
Anyway, enough of the sad story about Colorado. Going to Utah, Utah got defense, bro. They big. They're going to lean on you. They're going to run the ball on you. They're going to throw to the tight ends. Quarterback can scramble. I don't see Colorado being able to get enough pressure to keep them out the end zone, and I don't think they can score enough. So give me Utah, and it might get kind of ugly, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. If it was in Colorado, maybe, you know what I'm saying, you would think about covering. Maybe. Probably wouldn't. But, yeah, give me Utah. I just think it's power ratings right here. The quarterback, I told you, I think we mentioned in the pre-season, he's a good running quarterback. But the problem is they don't have an offensive system for him. Like you go from your offensive system last year is what you built around, and then you keep the same coordinator and you get a quarterback who's opposite of what your offense can do. I thought it was a fill when he even first started. Like, you have to go out and get a quarterback similar to Shador to fit the system. You don't get a run-first quarterback who can't pass the ball at all. Man, he inaccurate. Dude cannot throw deep passes. He inaccurate.
Hell no.
Yeah, man, he's one of the most inaccurate passers I didn't see. So I'm with you on that one.
Overshoot people. I'm talking about people running down the sideline 50 yards down the line. He'll overshoot them by 10, 15. I'm like, how? Like, how can you even throw the ball that far? Like he I'm off of him, bro.
He one of them dudes. He one of them dudes where, like, you know how your quarterback get hurt on the team and you need somebody to play quarterback? Like, man, give me the best. You know what I'm saying? You can play. You athletic, man. You just get back here. He one of them dudes. Like, that's all he is, man. Like, he cannot. He's like, he's not as bad. But what's Michigan quarterback from last year who can't pass the ball?
He got in the game not too long ago. Orgy.
Yeah, he remind me of Orgy. Like, he can't complete a forward pass. Like, they similar. They can run the ball, but they should be playing receiver or running back or something, not quarterback. So I'm with you on that one. All right, I want you to explain this one, man. It kind of threw me off when you sent the parlay. We got Jay's, what we call it, the Shady Records alt parlay, man. Why is the Shady Records parlay, my nigga?
Bro, because I moved the spread in such a shady direction, bro.
Okay.
It's pure shadiness, bro. I got Michigan State plus 24.5. I got I told you BYU gonna win. I got them plus 7.5. I got Missouri plus 10.5. I got Cincinnati plus 7.5. I took Washington and Bama money line, bro. Bama is an 11.5 point favorite. The only person that I feel like I kind of took a chance with was Washington money line, but they favored by minus 200. So the reason this is shady is because I feel like I was cheating. The points I put on there was very, very shady. Very shady of myself. So this is my shady parlay. If you need to get back in the win column, this shady parlay is for you. It's a lot of straight up cheating on it. I was moving the spreads almost as far as they could go. I'm kind of pissed I didn't put more of a spread on that Washington one. So
yeah, I was surprised when I saw this too. Yeah, I thought you was gonna give Washington some love on some spread, man. You might as well take it all away, man. One thing, it is not a such thing as cheating in Vegas. Believe me, you go look at this. It might hit, but I've had parlays like this, and you like, it gotta be whatever, and all of a sudden, dog, like either Bama lose or BYU get blown out. You like what? So believe me. Y'all, we do our parlays because, for one, we gonna always tell you this. It's hard to hit a parlay. Anything we gotta become perfect on, it's hard to do. You ain't perfect nothing in life. So why not, if Vegas give you chances to move it and make it easier, make it easier for yourself. Don't. I used to be kind of like, you know what I'm saying, Jay, like, we can't do it that way. We got to do it the regular way. No, you got to do it the regular way. My money don't say that. My money cash is no matter how we do it, the parlay. If you do 24 plus all these teams and it's minus 100 and you bet $1 million and you win $1 million, you still won. So I feel you are shady, but it's definitely not cheating, because if it was, man, I would be rich right now. All right, we got Cincinnati. I'm sorry, we got CEO notes parlay. The reason I say that, in the BYU Iowa State notes, the way it seemed, I think it's going to be an under game. I really think it's going to be an under game in that one. If y'all go back and roll back, y'all hear my notes on that one. Also, Texas and Mississippi State. We talked about how good Texas defense is. We talk about how good Mississippi State defense is. We talk about how bad Dan Johnson is. I like the under in that one. And just with Cincinnati, yeah, I just think it's like kind of when they play Iowa State. You know what I'm saying? I think Cincinnati offensive line is one of the best lines I've ever seen. Dude probably didn't got sacked one time this year, man. Like, it's crazy. He don't even get touched. And I even read it per PFF. Cincinnati offensive line creates the most yards before contact out of everybody. Like, I think I put it in my notes before. They get 4 yards before they even get touched. So if you're going to give me that versus a Baylor bad defense, you know what I'm saying? I think Cincinnati gets out there at least with that win. It might be a 3-point win, might be a 2-point win, but I think at the end of the game, Cincinnati gets that win. Also, we got something new this week. CL Notes was a new thing. I'm going to start doing that. And the reason I'm going to do it, I told Jay before the show, I went back and I do my notes. I speak it on the show. But sometimes I don't go break them down myself. This week, I'm like, let me just break down my own notes myself and go back and read it. I was like, man, I had wins in here. So that's why we come up with the CEO notes thing. Let's see if we can get some wins that way. Next parlay, get money, boys. So the Jay and CEO get money, boys parlay, we're going to start doing it weekly. It's going to be the picks that me and Jay agreed on throughout the week. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure they're around the key numbers. Utah was already around the key numbers, so I didn't move that. And them, same way, didn't move that one. Cincinnati, I took it down below the 3. BYU, I put it above the 3. And then Oklahoma was 5.5. I moved it below the 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to love key numbers. These, we all agree on these. The plus 15, 20 odds. Let's see. We're gonna go through the year. And we're going to see how many parlays we're going to be able to cash, man, when me and Jay agree, because I think it's going to work out for us. Now we got our best bet, man. We didn't already talked about it. He didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it. Minus 140. I see this as a win. I definitely see it as a win.
I like points, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and that's why I really like this one. You know what I'm saying? I like it with the points, but I definitely really like this one. The reason I went money line is because it's in LSU. You know what I'm saying? I do want to respect them being in LSU. As bad as Kelly is, as bad as the O-line is, I got to put them some respect for the name in LSU. So we did money line minus 140. I really, really love this bet. Take this one to the house. All right, man. Any last words, man? What you got?
Nah, man. Wrapping up on Thursday, man. Ready for these games to get started. It's weird this week we don't have any like Trap Friday games or anything really going on. No Trap Thursday games. So I'm ready for a clean Saturday slate, man. For those who follow, you know, UFC is gonna be early, 10 a.m. to it'll probably be done about 4 p.m. this weekend.
Okay.
So because they over there in Abu Dhabi or wherever the fuck they at. But yeah, man. Either way, college football, let's get this money, man. We done broke down every game. I think we back for a big week this week, man.
Yeah.
I think this one's gonna go in, man. We're gonna see how it play out, man, and we're gonna see y'all at the counter, hopefully counting cash, man. We done get money, boys, and we want smoke.
We want the smoke. I had to come in with the Scully, man, because I definitely want to get gangster this week, man. We definitely got to turn around this week. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow us on TikTok. We be hitting on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow on Instagram. We got some other stuff coming for y'all. J Bay's World on TikTok. Follow him. Yeah. What you got?
One more thing. We got a shout out, man. You got to go to the if you get a chance, man, make sure you go to the Beats, Rhymes, and Parlays Instagram page. I'm just gonna throw his name out there, man. The boy is cold with the anytime touchdowns, man. We got the young homie, young Mike. If you get a chance, he has a system. He gonna give you some cash that's gonna hit. It's up for you to put the pieces of the puzzle together. He's gonna give you the pieces to the puzzle. You can put them together however you want, but like that Jackson Smith and Jigba, like man, he was telling people for like 48 hours it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many people listened, but it was plus 140 at the time. So shout outs to him, man. I think you need to go check that out because every Sunday he's got anytime touchdowns going down for you. So pay attention.
Yeah, definitely pay attention. It's definitely a chart. So when y'all look at it, he's gonna have high, medium, and low. And yeah, those I think it even worked Monday. Like those dudes
Yeah.
he had in the high. And matter of fact,
St. Brown,
I
yeah.
had Jonathan Taylor last Sunday. I had Judkins, and I think my other third guy they was all in the high. Like if they're in the high probability, y'all can get some money off there for real, man. So make sure y'all go check that out. Like he said, we want that smoke. Get money, boys. We out. Peace.
Peace.